Alright, well, anyway, the finals are about to get underway. As we saw Aaron's team earlier, it was a Salamence, Amoonguss, Gengar, Togekiss, Landorus, and Heatran. While Kazi is using a Landorus, he's using a Thundurus, a Milotic, Sylveon, Aegislash, Landorus, and Kangaskhan. As far as standard teams go, Kazi's is pretty standard. I mean, the only thing you really don't see as often is the Milotic. So Choppa, any thoughts about Kazi's team and maybe how it matches up with Aaron?
It's the Battle Spot special. I mean, Aaron, I guess he has a few reasons to be cautious about using his Mega Mets here. We have the Aegislash that walls it, the Melodic that it can't avoid boosting, the Thundurus that walls it less than Aegislash, but it can't hit it for normal effectiveness. I think the Berserker, Kazi's Thundurus, its speed control is probably helpful here, since Gengar couldn't taunt it before it's able to get off Thunder Wave, or a taunt of its own to stop the Gengar.
And not only that, it would definitely be able to Thunder Wave the Salamence and really cripple its speed. It's possible Aaron may have to bring his Amoonguss to redirect Thunder Waves into it. It really doesn't mind Thunder Waves that much, except for a 25% chance of paralysis, and that'll give the Salamence some protection.
I actually don't think this is too bad of a matchup for Kazi. I definitely see a few things he could be doing here. And we are about to start the game.
So anyway, we're going to see the Thundurus and Milotic come out from Kazi's side.
The Gengar and Amoonguss on Aaron's side. I'm going with a fairly defensive lead as opposed to what we had seen from him in top 4. But I guess that makes sense since he either wants to protect his Mega Mets, and if he's bringing it at all here.
One of the possible things Aaron might be able to do is Rage Powder with the Amoonguss to make sure he gets a taunt off on the Thundurus. We also may see a Spore come out, but we don't know if that Thundurus is one of those variants carrying taunt or not. So there are a lot of things both of them have to think about as the taunt comes out onto the Amoonguss, while Gengar just goes for the Sludge Bomb. It's about half on the Milotic. The Ice Beam's going to come into the Amoonguss. It's going to take about half. And
good read, not bothering to go any Spore because I guess he expected the taunt.
Alright, so you'd say Aaron got the better of that turn, right?
Definitely.
Of course, he was able to damage an otherwise very bulky Mon and put it within KO range, while not taking too much damage of his own. Basically, for the exchange of his Amoonguss being taunted.
He did a good job making Amoonguss not be useless while taunted, which is something it's often plagued by. But I still think Kazi, I don't know if he can take the KO on Amoonguss by doubling into his Hit Power Ice and an Ice Beam, but we're not going to find out. Going into a Bisharp, which would resist any ice moves done on that slot. Gengar making a smart read, not going into that Melodic to protect. But Thundurus, ooh, a lot on that T-Bolt. Having that Melodic out here is a little bit awkward for Kazi since I'd expect it goes after both of Aaron's Mons. I'm not sure if it's really worth it for him to save it.
There's Bisharp goes for the Protect, while Gengar goes for the Taunt, probably on the Thundurus, which it does. Then the Thundurus is just going to Thunderbolt the Gengar for the knockout. And since the Bisharp is protected, the Milotic is probably going to have a dead turn.
Oh. Ice Beam. Maybe expecting some switch.
As we see Aaron's Terrakion come out, now with the Thunderous taunted, he's not going to be able to use speed control to slow it down for, say, the Milotic or anything in the back. So you might see the Thunderous switch out here to avoid a Rock Slide. As for the Bisharp, Milotic is definitely in Sucker Punch range, but Aaron might want to go for the knockoff in case it has Recover.
Yeah, since Aaron can Rock Slide and probably knock off the Thunderous a lot, anything that Thunderous goes into is going to take a lot of damage. I'm not really sure if it's worth, protecting Thunderous for that.
Oh, guys, I think we know why the commentary is a little laggy. We were commentating from the Twitch stream instead of the OBS stream, so we're going to try and fix that.
We saw a Keyberry Melodic there. But Bisharp doesn't really care about that.
Alright, so anyway, Kazi's going to send out his Landorus and Kangaskhan.
It still doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, if your Landorus doesn't need to live it, it's dying.
Well, mine does, so...
Okay, Krista, we get it.
But if that's free,
If a person's smart, they'll make their Landorus not die from my smart.
that's Cybertron.
Yeah, Andrew, the Thunderous was taunted.
I don't like Kazi's chances.
Does live -1 CC?
It might, but you
Depends on the ball.
also have the ability to sucker punch the Bisharp and also track out. So Landorus isn't going to do much unless it's making a super
Well, we do have the can with fake out pressure this turn.
Yeah, so double protect. But you also can pop yourself.
I don't really know how worth it that would be for Kazi. And if that's something like a choice Landorus, it would be forced EQ here if it wants to get off any damage. Hitting the can kind of eliminates any chances Kazi has of coming out of this.
I know, I think it's really here to something like double protect.
Terrakion doesn't have wide force.
As for the commentators, it's Pedons, Chuppa, then we got in the background Trista, Ezreal, Kodios, Mosquito, and a lot of people.
So Terrakion's just going to switch out for the...
Terrakion switches out for the Mungus.
Would expect something like maybe a Protect on the Bisharp? Well, I don't even know if he needs to.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
Will Gavin's suggestion
Yeah.
come out?
Bisharp's obviously predicted. Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's safer for him.
And gonna go with the fake out.
Fake out.
Bisharp.
Landorus gets super power with Bisharp. So Landorus with super power, that seems to indicate to be choice scarf, right?
It could also be choice band or assault
Sorry,
vest.
choice. It could be choice. It's probably choice. And I'm pretty sure Aaron knows that too. So I can expect to see probably Rage Powder, Iron Head right here.
Yeah,
Rage Powder, Iron Head, Rage Powder, Sucker Punch.
Yeah, as the Rage Powder does come out, we're gonna see the Iron Head as well. No, we're gonna see the Sucker Punch onto the Landorus.
That goes.
It just survives.
I'm a little bit surprised.
Here comes the Earthquake.
I don't know why he went for Lander. Oh my god.
Since it did multiple moves, it's probably an Assault Vest.
Yeah, that was
As
also an option that I forgot.
the Kang goes for the return, it's gonna take Rocky Helmet damage.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Landorus can't take a sucker punch.
Alright.
Oh, now.
Alright, so Aaron is down to one Pokemon, but both of them are severely weakened. And it's his Terrakion.
At this point, Terrakion is faster than
Yep.
So I think we see
Rasion isn't wrong. It's winning the game here.
Kazi is probably relying on a Rock Slide miss at this point.
I would
I don't even know if the Rock Slide missing Kang would matter because I don't think
Kang's
Pop
gonna
into
sucker
Soccer
punch.
does enough.
Well, Kang doesn't sucker punch.
There's no Rock Slide miss, and it looks like Aaron is going to take Game 1. As the competitors shake hands, they will get ready for Game 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Kang didn't sucker punch there. I guess Kazi was relying on the miss, but I think
That's a good point. I think, well,
no, Sucker Punch is probably a better play because Terrakions will probably sash.
I mean,
in my opinion.
if Terrakion might even have wanted to protect there.
Yeah,
Just a scout.
I don't see.
To see an EQ.
Yeah, but I don't see any. Yeah, no, superpower. He has superpower.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think what Kazi should have done is he should have relied on the miss on Landorus because that's about as likely. But Kangaskhan's not going to KO Terrakion unless it's
Oh, look, it's some of those guys who use Twitch emotes.
which it might have. Okay, that's the thing. I forgot that.
Go search for that picture.
So how does Kazi? Going to adapt to take this game and move on to game 3?
I wouldn't really worry about it.
What? So what did Kazi bring last game, and how could he adapt to take out Aaron?
Let's see, he didn't bring the Sylveon or the Aegislash, so it was Landorus, Thundurus, Kangaskhan, and Milotic.
Since I don't think Aaron's Gengar carries Shadow Ball, well, I know it doesn't. That Aegislash, does well against the Moongus, probably. Gengar.
It was against Bishop and Hydreigon, and Gengar has Taunt, and
we haven't seen Aaron bring his Hydreigon at all, though.
And Megamens has Earthquake.
Oh, Megamens does have
No, but
Earthquake.
Aegislash does have Wide Guard. I think we might see Sylveon, though.
But if Aaron wasn't careful, he
think-
might EQ into something like a weakness policy, open himself
I think,
up to.
yeah, but I also think Scarf Sylveon, if it's timid, I think that outspeeds Megamens. I'm not sure if it KOs, but because when you get Jolly Tyranitar, which is 4 points under,
Yeah, that would be outspeeding Mance at max speed.
and do a bunch of damage to Hydreigon and Terrakion, which probably says a lot about its nature that Kazi's not bringing. Didn't bring it last game.
Alright, so we're gonna go into game 2 now. Kazi's gonna lead his Thundurus and Kangaskhan against Aaron's Amoonguss and Gengar, which is same lead that Aaron led last time.
So I think we're probably going to see a taunt coming out from the Thundurus, and possibly a switch away from Kangaskhan, because it doesn't want to take that the Will-O-Wisp from Gengar, and Gengar is quite obviously going to Will-O-Wisp here. I think there might be a Rage Powder from Amoonguss also in order to maintain the ability of Gengar to Will-O-Wisp things. But we'll see what happens.
It's important to remember that Gengar probably has Scrappy here is free to go for one of those on Gengar, check off a sash.
I've actually seen people running inner focus Kangaskhan recently. It's been very strong.
Alright, so anyway, the Gengar is going to switch out for the Terrakion. Are we going to see a Spore from the Amoonguss?
Oh. But Kangaskhan's going to go Mega here.
Yeah, obviously the
Might be
Kangaskhan's
turn
going
for
to
Kazi.
Mega. Amoonguss is going to protect, so
Kangaskhan isn't protecting.
so he's going to Sucker Punch into nothing, and the Thundurus is going to taunt the Amoonguss spot.
That's a very questionable play from Kazi. I'm not sure he's been playing on Battle Spot recently, because I can't imagine that Gengar would be attacking in that position. That seems very unlikely. That was very easily punishable.
This is no stacks focus blast Gengar.
No one's Ashton in this tournament. So. Well, there is some cancer. There's not that cancerous.
Hi, Angel.
You couldn't hear each other. So I think Aaron's managed to put himself in a reasonably good position. Amoonguss isn't taunted. It has the ability to Rage Powder. We could probably see some Rock Slide. Do see a withdrawal.
Kangaskhan does withdraw.
After that slot, but
Sylveon comes out.
As we did mention earlier.
So Amoonguss is going
Aaron
to...
has a little bit more reason from just Rock Slide here.
Yeah,
As the Thunder Wave comes out onto the Amoonguss.
as opposed to the taunt, but I think Thunder Waves is solid.
Yeah, it's...
Oh,
he misses. He double miss. Yeah, unfortunately, Aaron missed the rock slide.
Both of the rock slide.
come closer.
So at this point, since we know the item of the Sylveon, it's going to be interesting to see what Aaron. Does Aaron know? Aaron doesn't know what item the Sylveon is.
No.
Yeah, he might assume that people have been watching his Road to Ranked videos, but I'm not sure many people have been stealing his sets. I think it'll be interesting to see the way he adapts to.
I mean, we're assuming that's a Sash Terrakion, which would be able to protect it from any Hyper Voice. Well, Moonies could still Rage Pad, but it goes into a Gengar.
And Terrakion decides to protect, trying to scout out. I don't know.
But
I don't know why
but would it be a Sash Terrakion? I mean, it makes more sense for the Gengar to be sashed.
So, see Gengar tanking that like a champ. It did tank a bunch of lizards last game, so it's possible that Gengar has some special defense investment. But I highly doubt it.
Not very effective Hyper Voice.
This from what's probably a timid Scarf.
I absolutely assume timid 252 Scarf.
So I think the play from here is Sludge Bomb.
Sludge Bomb goes into the Sylveon and gets the poison, so that Sylveon's got 2 turns to live at max. The Rock Slide comes out, and no. The Sylveon gets knocked out. The Thundurus takes a lot of damage, but the Citrus Berry does come out, which
a tiny bit more information, but that was pretty much assumed.
Yeah. And the Thunderbolt comes out onto the Gengar. It looks bulky, so Gengar barely hangs on. Alright, so Kazi's going to bring in his Landorus, which is going to cut Terrakion's attacker level. The Gengar's going to be able to do one more thing before it faints, unless Aaron wants to preserve it. His Terrakion might be in a bit of trouble here, because even though he does outspeed it, he's probably not going to do that much to the Landorus.
It went before the Thundurus.
And the Landorus can easily Earthquake or Superpower to ensure that he gets the KO on the Terrakion.
I think it's good that Razu was able to get in his Landorus here without triggering the Bisharp's Defiant.
Terrakion doesn't look like it's in that great of a position right now. It did around 55% to Thundurus last turn, but now it's been intimidated.
Yeah.
We do know what the item of Landorus is, and we do know that Thundurus carries. Oh, and Landorus is... What?
I don't know.
I'm just very confused. We have no clue what the item of Landorus is. I think Icy Wind's a fair play.
Yeah.
But now we've revealed that Landorus just carries superpower for shits and giggles. I don't know what to say.
Goes for the Rock Slide. It's probably going to knock out the Thundurus. Yeah. Oh, no, it holds on with like 2 HP. Nails the hidden power on the Gengar. That's a big knockout for Kazi.
Yeah,
So now we understand that we were very wrong last game. The Landorus just kind of carries superpower. It seems like Kazi doesn't really want Earthquake or U-turn or Rock Slide. I honestly can't imagine why he would give up any of those moves. It seems to me that U-turn, gives more pressure. It's a very strange.
Probably without a Sash on either parent's Pokemon here, that Terrakion is going to. I mean, that Landorus, is going to be able to get a lot of damage with an Earthquake here if it's allowed to move between something like a Sucker Punch or Rock Slide flinch.
We might
or
see
maybe just a combination.
We're probably going to see a Thunder Wave come out onto the Terrakion. That seems like a fair play. I'm not really sure I agree with. Oh,
If anyone doesn't actually hear anything I have to say,
I don't.
I personally think that he should have tried to Thunder Wave the Terrakion as quickly as possible, because the flinches, anything that's slower, even if he's in a good position, he could get flinched to death and just lose.
As we are going to see the Amoonguss come in for the Terrakion. That Sucker Punch does a lot. But the Amoonguss is going to take the Thunder Wave.
It seems to me that was probably a damage roll last game with the Sucker Punch not killing, because that looks like 1.5 times damage to kill.
You know, Kazi's back.
No, I'm talking about Landorus.
I'm just asking.
Alright, so Aaron's down to his last 2 Pokemon, but 2 of Kazi's Pokemon are very weakened, and You could.
Terrakion is faster than all of them. I think we might see. I don't think Kazi's coming out of this one. I think he has to switch Landorus out into Kangaskhan in order to maintain fake out pressure. Then he has to take a Rock Slide, which probably puts Kangaskhan in Intimidate range. Then you can. I think Aaron can play really easily through this. Oh, we might see a taunt. We might see a taunt and a switch to Kangaskhan. No, I think that's fair.
Kazi also may try to Thunderwave the Terrakion, but he might need double full paralysis to do anything this turn.
This does not.
He's in a tricky
This
position.
does not look good for him, but I think there are ways out of
I think
this.
Kazi absolutely would need luck. It would luck to win here.
More than a bit. But just like Landorus T Thunderous again, reminds me of 2013.
I think if he tried, I think Aaron also has a lot of reason to just be cautious and protect his Terrakion here.
No, I think he Rage Powders Rock Slide. Because Landorus does have protection. He does have we saw Rock Slide. We saw Earthquake, we saw Superpower, we saw Protect. It probably has Rock Slide.
Alright, the Landorus is going to go for the Protect.
That's a fair play.
Yeah, was the Thunderwave incoming? No, the Taunt is onto the Amoonguss. Rock Slide comes out and hits the Thunderous, so this is going to be a 2-on-2 with a taunted Amoonguss. However, both of Kazi's Pokemon are threatened by that Terrakion. So
Question is, well, okay, so now we gonna see a bit of fake out pressure that can cause Kazi to misplay, but I'm not really sure.
I mean, the thing is, Aaron is just free to protect the Terrakion.
But not the Amoonguss.
Not the Amoonguss. That's
All he can do is, so I think we're probably gonna see a Giga Drain on Landorus here for, fun.
Kazi also has to be careful with the Amoonguss because even though it's still taunted, as we saw, that Amoonguss has Rocky Helmet. So he's got to get it in such a way that Kangaskhan only takes one hit from that Amoonguss, his Rocky Helmet.
And remember, Kangaskhan is probably low kick. So I think what Kazi has to do is Kazi has to take out Amoonguss. Kazi has to figure out if Terrakion doesn't protect here and Kazi doesn't fake it out, Kazi loses. If Terrakion does protect here and Kazi fakes it out,
We're going to see the Protect come out. Is the Fake Out incoming? Fake Out does come out.
The Terrakion, Rock Slide, and it's time for Pokemon to happen, guys.
Yeah. Is he going for the Power Flinch? He gets the flinch.
So the question is, Terrakion close combat chaos
I'm not really sure what that turn was supposed to accomplish for Kazi because that wouldn't have left him with any more of an answer to the Terrakion.
Yeah, that was a very strange.
Actually thinking about it, I think Kazi is actually in a better position right now. Especially since Aaron was using Gengar, it's unlikely that Terrakion is sashed, which means if he close combats the Kangaskhan, he's going to drop his defenses and an Earthquake might do him in.
See an Amoonguss that is going to try Giga Draining the Landorus. I'm not sure if that would be able to knock out from here.
Terrakion goes for Rock Slide. All of our concerns are academic as Landorus goes.
Landorus fade, yeah.
And
Can Aaron get the flinch?
Kangaskhan flinches.
Aaron gets the flinch.
And Amoonguss is paralyzed. And that is the game. I think.
Yeah. So what you're gonna see here is probably just a Rage Powder from Amoonguss while he.
There's no
It off. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. To basically guarantee it as the close combat comes out onto the Kangaskhan. It's gonna knock it out. The competitors shake hands, and Aaron Cybertron Zheng wins this 51-person PC in Brooklyn, New York. Great play from a great player to outlast 50 other competitors. Congratulations, Aaron.
I think Aaron was able to play those games really smart. They weren't quite as close as top 4 games, interestingly. I think that game was a good example of how heavily weighted the different sides of the bracket were.
By the way, Armada just forced stuck left. Armada just forced stuck left.
All right, guys. If you stick around a bit, we might get some post-tournament interviews. Did you get the capture card? Oh, Aaron's on it. Aaron.
Oh my god. 2011. Paralyzed Brachion.
No, Aaron. Aaron, want to have an interview with these guys? Yo, Chopper.
This is it, right?
What's up, Patrick? We're gonna do an interview. Trista. Hey, Chrissy.
My EVs are literally
Simon. Could you hold the camera to us?
But Martin still won. What?
Could you film us interviewing Aaron, over there?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna have a post-tournament interview with Aaron. If you guys want to stick around a bit. Yep, 240p camera. All right, and here comes the champion, Aaron Cybertron Zheng.
What's up, guys? I'm not doing my official greeting. I'm tired of it.
And joining me for this interview is Chuppa Veggie Cross.
Hello, all.
Well, Aaron.
This camera work is on top.
Yep. First of all, Aaron, I want to congratulate you on winning this tournament. Where does put you for CP in America? Third place?
Yeah, third place. I'm at 320 CP now, so even a top 8 finish will put me in first. So hopefully I can go to one more soon to jump back on top.
Yeah. Guys, I've got 170 CP right now. He's nearly doubled me, which can show you how good of play he's been doing these days. Now let's go over your team.
Sure.
You had Salamence, Amoonguss, Gengar, Togekiss, Landorus, and Heatran.
No, Hydreigon.
Oh, it was Hydreigon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was wondering where that Hydreigon was. We didn't see it on stream at all.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you thought the matchups weren't good for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the last one, I didn't want to bring it because he had Thunder Wave, he had Kangaskhan, which he could fake it out, he had Sylveon, which obviously is one of the best counters out there to Hydreigon, and I felt like the 4 Pokemon I had against his was really optimal, and I didn't feel like I needed to change anything. I felt like they countered him pretty hard. And against Paul, I don't think bringing a Scarf Hydreigon against Trick Room is really the best idea.
Yeah.
I think Hydreigon is a mod that just it has its roles in 2015, but they're nothing close to what it had last year. And even last year, it had some issues with things. But this year, I think it's still one of the premier counters. We have the things like Rotoms, with something like a Hidden Power Isaac can deal with Scarf Landorus.
Okay, so let's talk about your team strategy a little bit. I obviously see the Salamence. I then see support from Amoonguss and Togekiss, and when I played you yesterday at the Cedar Grove PC, you were dragon dancing with that Salamence.
Yep.
I assume part of your strategy was to redirect attacks to set up the Mega Salamence with Dragon Dance to do massive damage to your opponents. Can you talk about it a bit?
I mean, the team has a bunch of strategies. I built it like the morning of yesterday's PC, and I theory mod a lot. I figured Gengar was a Pokemon I really liked after Marcus used it in the end of VGC 14. I took his set. He I think he won the Berlin Challenge Cup or something like that with, and I was really impressed by it. And obviously Marcus popularized Gengar, so I wanted to use that as my starting point because I think Icy Wind's a fantastic move. And Terrakion came to mind instantly because I think Bisharp's one of the most prevalent Pokemon in the format. So Terrakion, which obviously gets access to Double Kick, can one-hit KO Bisharp. That was actually from Simon. I got that idea from him. So I think those were the two starting points. I didn't really have a Mega first, and I figured if there's any chance to test out Megas in the beginning, Premier Challenges are as good as it gets. I feel comfortable playing with other Megas like Kangaskhan and Mawile, which I used for the majority of 2014, but instead I figured, I need to get comfortable with the newer Megas, and Salamence I figured would be the best one to try, and Amoonguss really goes well with it. I think Salamence is fantastic when you have proper redirection support, because I tried out a Mixed Ments on my Road to Rank series on YouTube, and I thought that was just...
Something was going on back there.
But yeah, I didn't bring Mega Ments in too many matches, but the ones I did, it did a lot of work. I went non-Mega for a lot of the games. I think Mega Evolutions are way less important this year than they were last season.
Okay, since you're using Mega Salamence, do you think right now it's the best Mega in the format, and when we go into regional play, do you expect people to have to basically have answers to Salamence the way they had answers to Kangaskhan last year in order to be successful?
I don't know. I think Kangaskhan last year was absolutely crazy. I mean, at the end of the year, everyone had counters to it, but it was still ridiculously broken. Like, the team I won regionals with had Mawile with Intimidate, got the down to lock it in, Hariyama to one-hit KO, a Salamence for Intimidate, Rotom Heat for Will-O-Wisp. So, 5 of the 6 Pokemon had a way to, at least check Kangaskhan. I don't think any of the Megas are nearly as dominant this year. I'm not sure if Salamence is really the best one because, honestly, I don't even know which one it is, but I do think it is really good.
I think Salamence is emerging as one of, the premier Megas of this format. We saw Angel win the Pennsylvania PC with it yesterday. Crazy Snorlax won a PC with it. Now we have you winning with it. It's a consistent mod.
Like the best now, that one guy won a PC with Blissey, so.
Yeah, and there was a PC that was one with a quick call Milotic, so it's pretty consistent here, but we don't know what's going on across the country. Does anyone else have
the best coast? What else is new?
Anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Mega Salamence for a bit and the role everyone thinks it has in the meta. Because it seems to me that most of the teams that have been winning with Mega Salamence seem to be like the Kangaskhan teams from 2014, where everyone builds around the Salamence, builds a bunch of redirection into their team. I wanted to hear whether everyone thinks it'll function as Kangaskhan did last year, where it starts to function not as a centerpiece of a team, but kind of as an auxiliary mon, or if it'll stay the center and there'll always be redirection around it.
Kangaskhan sucks.
I don't like Kangaskhan either.
But you're me, so it's the same.
So Angel, what do you think of Facade on Kangaskhan and Salamence?
Die.
Right.
Not etc.
Where's the body slam meant?
The body slam. Yeah, you should. All right. I think you all should be using Secret Power. Secret Power is really, it paralyzes, right?
Yeah, 30%.
30%.
That's broken.
It's like body
broken.
slam.
Why are you guys not using Secret Power?
Though.
I think 30 is 100%, right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And then fully paralyzed 100%. How much is body slam? 911.
All right, guys. Here, I think we kind of jumped the shark here on the interview. So, oh God. Yeah. For
2
wins.
2, 3.
Yeah.
The race to 3.
Yeah. So anyway, for people who aren't part of the Nugget Bridge VGC community, this is what you have to look forward to if you play in some of the premier challenges, especially in the New York area. We are just crazy as hell, but we love each other.